Hello, I'm Earl Wajenberg, and this is Book Circle Presents the Cavalry Cycle. So, centaurs are strong as horses, nimble as men, tough as both together. Magical too? Cool. Dialogue. Night archery. Good evening, gentlemen. At ease. Anyone care to guess why we are having an archery class by night? There can be more than one correct answer. Mr. Fells? Part of learning to cope with adverse conditions, sir? Good. Mr. Wardley? Learn how to use night scopes for archery, sir? That too. Mr. Darnley? Because Sagittarius is rising, sir? The woman standing next to Fletcher laughs. Very interesting, Darnley, and correct. How did you come up with that? The lady standing next to you is carrying binoculars and a tripod, sir, and wearing a faintly luminous pendant that I think is the kind star mages use to store energy. A star mage among us suggests Sagittarius to me, so I checked the ephemeris with my phone, and it's rising now. Is he like that all the time, Captain? Yes, ma'am. Gentlemen, this lady is Penelope Argyrus, and she is indeed a star mage. Madam? He gestures, turning the class over to her. Good evening, gentlemen. Mr. Darcy, can you point out Sagittarius to the others? Darnley, ma'am, or Charlie Horse if you want. Sorry, ma'am, I can't. I just thought archery plus astromage equals Sagittarius, most likely. I only know a few constellations. Anyone else, then? You, sir. You are? John Weldon, ma'am. I think it's to the left of that tall tree just behind the offices. Correct. What do you know about Sagittarius? Anyone? It's supposed to be Chiron. They say to look for a teapot shape. The name means archer. The center of the galaxy lies that way. There's a little constellation next to it called Sagitta, the arrow. That's pretty important to us. Sometimes it's drawn as a man simple, and sometimes Chiron is supposed to be Centaurus, not Sagittarius. Good. Thank you. Captain, I think maybe you should explain what I'm doing here. Certainly, ma'am. As part of your training, we see if we can wake any magical talent in you. We do that by having a qualified mage watch over you while you work under auspicious conditions. For a star mage watching over you lot, auspicious conditions are archery practice while Sagittarius is rising. So I have called this night class. Thank you, Captain. Let me add that I'm not just looking for star magic. That, of course, but any other theme, too. Night, archery, combat, scrying, or something we figure out later. Gentlemen, string your arrows. Sometime later. Any twinges, Penelope? Twinges? Hints, you mean? I call them sparks, star mage after all. And I call them twinges, old plug after all. What has Caus Australis told you? Who is the small one, that is, the least gigantic of you? That's Dan Bryce. Well, he sparkles a bit. Interesting. I hadn't noticed he was a very good shot. Is he special friends with the really big one? Rene Wardley. Yes, he is. Because his arrows keep striking within an inch or two of his big buddies. And he sparkles. Noted. Thank you. Anyone else? Not at this time. Except now you're standing so Caus Australis is over my head. Anything interesting? Just what I already knew. You're the really effective mage here, Philip. Nonsense, Penelope, I'm no mage. But you're the one who started having me come out here for night classes on a hunch. That's just receptance. Good enough, gentlemen. Finish your quivers and pack up, then to barracks. My da is just receptant, and he keeps his whole parish on the qui-vive with it. Orthodox priest. Oh, here comes Fetlock Holmes. Yes, Mr. Darcy? Darney? Charlie Horse is fine, ma'am. May I ask a question? Did I say something funny, Captain? No, she was just telling me a joke. Go ahead. Ma'am, in most thematic magic, you have to be with the subject of the theme. A fire mage has to have some fire with them, for instance, or it's their business to conjure some or find some. How do star mages work with the stars where they're so far away? Are they actually working with the star light? Very good, Mr. Darnley. See, I got it. Yes, we are. And the light may be a slight thing, but it comes directly from a mighty thing. Also, we work with the stars' names and traditions. So there's a strong overlap with mimic magic. A star doesn't have a true name the way a person can, but they have very stable names in old widespread traditions, and that's enough. Thank you, ma'am. That's very interesting. Did you know the Incas had dark constellations named for the dark patches in the Milky Way? Could a star mage use that named darkness? Good heavens. No, I didn't know that. It's something to research. Thank you, ma'am. I'll look into it. Good evening. Good evening, Captain. I meant for me to research, not him. Too late. He's got the bit between his teeth now, as we say. Is he a mage? No, thank the Magi, not as far as I can tell. Constellations of darkness. What a thought. Do you have any more budding Chirons? Last time I was out here, it was the hunting and shooting crowd. Just the one Chiron and a possible Nessus. The rest are just honest workhorses, each with his own story, unless young Bryce is an up-and-coming Sagittarius. He could well be. A handy fellow to have in the out zones, I'd think. Yes, indeed. Have you ever considered going on an expedition, Penelope? We take civilian consultants all the time. Only if I could meet Caus Australis out there. I need my stars, Philip. Usually there are stars. I couldn't say which ones. More things to research. Let's head back to the office. Whiskey and soda? Yes, but you also promised me a ride by starlight. If it won't get me in trouble with your father. They're all horsey now, but some of them are a little horsier than others. Dialogue. Chevalin. As we thought, you're another inch taller, Bryce. How tall is your famous brother Ed? I don't know, sir. Taller than me, or, grins, he was. I'll get the records from Santa Loy and we'll find out. Well, the growth spurt is well underway. Don't be surprised or discouraged if you have spells of fatigue or clumsiness. Your arms and legs may be getting longer faster than you can get used to them. I hear you're quite an archer. I really like it, Doc. They've started calling me Trickshot. Carlin and his nicknames. Archery's more eye than hand, but if it falls off, don't be discouraged about that either. It'll pick up again. Anything else? No, sir, I feel great. I wondered why you wanted me for the checkup. Oh, we just like to be careful. I thought you might be having a growth spurt, and when I asked, Fletcher thought the same. When a critter as big as you grows quickly, I like to put him on some extra minerals to make sure the bones stay strong. Here. Thank you, sir. Sorry they're so big. They're horse pills, really. Grins again. That's okay, sir. That kind of reminds me. Yes? I had a dream, a nightmare the other night. I dreamt I woke up and it had worn off. I was just human again, staggering around the barracks, dodging everybody. I heard you knew a lot about transformations. That can't happen, can it? I make the Sagittae, lad. Surely you knew that. Well, yes, sir. I just, you were trying to be delicate because you'd heard the story about my family curse, right? Blushes furiously. Yes, sir. Shrugs. Well, it's true. There. Or at least as far as I know. I don't really know if a fae cursed my multiple great-grandfather for stealing his bride back, but that's the tale. And certainly transformation is a family preoccupation. But curse? Is it a curse if we've made seemings and shapeshifts into the family business? Anyway, about your nightmare. No one's ever heard of the transformation wearing off. In fact, it's an oddly stubborn transformation. I might even be able to give you a little extra reassurance and do a bit of research myself at the same time. Lean down, please, so I can check your eyes and ears. Let's see your hands. Now, turn around and pull up your shirt. Nice pivot. Agility's going well. That's fine. And now take this thermometer for a bit. I love these electronic ones. They're so fast. That'll do. There's more I could look for, but maybe another time. Does your brother ever talk about who's Chevalin or horsey? Not that I recall, sir. It's a bit of a game we play in the DC, but it has some basis. You, Mr. Bryce, are très Chevalin, very horsey. For most lads, the horse stops at the waist, but some of you are Chevalin. There's more infiltration. Have you noticed that your pupils are now oval? No, sir. They are? They are. Not slots like a horse's, but ovals. and you have fine fur coming in on the back of your ears. By the time you get your full growth, they'll be pelted like a horse's. Your fingernails are thick. They're not hooves, but they're still thick. And your back. You'll never have a mane, not without more magic, but there's peach fuzz down your spine, so someday you'll have hair growing there like the stuff on your scalp, only shorter. And your body temperature is that of a horse, not midway between horse and man. Ever notice those light, coarse hairs in your beard? Yes, sir, I thought I was starting to go gray. At your age? This is what graying beard looks like. No, those are horse whiskers among your man whiskers. If you grow your beard longer, they'll stand free. You'll find they let you tell the direction smells come from by feeling the draft near your nose. So, if you want to put it that way, you are more transformed than most. You and Weldon are the most Chevalin members of your class. Extra horsey. You're an extra league further into horsehood. How do you like that? That's great, sir. Thank you. You've always loved horses, haven't you? Yes, sir, all my life. Thanks again. Go have a good gallop. Writes in notebook. Daniel Bryce. Wish fulfillment. Moderately strong example. Strongly Chevalin. Query brothers Chevalin level. Blast. I should have asked him to wiggle his ears. Another time. Carlin lies. He lies nobly, but he lies. Dialogue. What's owed? Carlin. Hey, Bronco Daddy. Are you really okay? Yeah, really. Stop asking. It's just some scrapes and bumps. Black hole poked all my legs and ribs just in case I'd lie about something being broken. I'm fine. It's just that was quite a spill you took. Honestly, we don't know how Madeline got over there. It seemed 1 second she was with my folks, and then she was on the track in front of you. She was putting out a good roar right after. I didn't clip her, did I? Not a scratch. I'm afraid she's forgotten all about it. My mother's talking about a harness and lead, and my father sent you this. Carlin receives and opens an envelope. Oh, Jesus. Christopher on a crutch. No. Absolvo. Ego te absolvo. No deal. Carlin crumples the letter. Did he? An oath. I, Marcus Henri Fells, do swear by my name to Julian Hector Elliot Carlin. How did he learn my middle names? I don't know. What did he swear to? I don't know. I stopped before that. And it's off. No deal. You heard me. Does your dad throw oaths around like that often? No, but he was really scared. I thought it was just an apology. It was that too. Well, let's see what he's going to... He was going to pay my medical expenses. Well, there aren't any. But listen to this. He was going to do his utmost to ensure that no member of my family endangers you again. Idiot! You're a member of his family. We're soldiers. We play with guns and arrows. We spar in martial arts with big sharp hooves. Even if he kept it to your kid, that's way too broad. Idiot! Sorry, Fells, I don't mean to insult your dad, but idiot! Sorry. No, I understand. But he was really scared. He doesn't deal in oaths much at all, normally. I can see that. At least you didn't list any penalties. But I'm really sorry, Carlin. He was trying to do right by you, but it looks like he made things worse. I'm no worse off. It's your dad could get screwed this way. You know what I did in London? Well, something shifty, since you never talk about it. Not really. I worked the docks, trading stuff. You were a trader? Small time. Mostly a high-level errand runner. Expediter's the posh name. Thing is, oaths are a big deal there. People from all over, home zone and out zone, half of them solitaires, half of the other half from places you'd swear were just rumors. How do you make sure deals get done? Oaths. Don't the Whittingtons? Nary a bit. They don't rule London. They're just the biggest gang in London. They play the oath game down on the docks with everyone else. And it can get like a knife fight. Blood chess. Pulling in favors for maximum damage. Inventive penalties. Losing your temper and swearing yourself into a vendetta. Plain cursing. Bad for business. Bad for your health. You keep your dad out of it if you can. I will. But you miss London, don't you? Why'd you say that? Your expression when you first mentioned it. Oh yeah, I liked London. I knew how to work London, or I thought I did. Born there. Don't suppose I'll ever see it again. Why not? Go in disguise. Have to be a hell of a disguise. Then get a hell of a disguise. The sundering will make sure it doesn't slip. If it doesn't swat me down, why should it? You're not much of a one for giving up, are you? Not allowed. Not allowed at all. Yes, sir, Mr. Fells, sir. Did Fletcher chew you out, or your folks? Not really. I went to apologize myself. He said they'd already come to him, and he could see they were doing a great job of beating themselves up. Said something about the number of times he'd almost trampled his own nieces and nephews. My da had given him that letter, so he passed it to me. I asked him if he wanted us to keep Maddie away from the base, no visits in the car park. He said no, but I think my mother's idea of the harness and a lead might be good until she's a little older. Just keep her on your back. Best place for her. If she gets bored, do that little bouncy thing. That's why you're Bronco Daddy. She's fine with your transformation by the look of it. Oh yes, that went well. My folks took her to the edge of the exercise field and showed her the rest of you from a distance. And Fletcher made a point of coming over and saying hello, dragged Danny over too, explained they were regular guys who had asked to be changed. That was the day before. Afterward, my folks told her I'd asked to be changed too. I don't know how well it registered. The next morning, they brought her to the car park, and I came from behind the hedge to say hello, then told her again I'd changed, and then showed myself. She was fine, especially after a ride. It might have worked as well as it did because I was something of a stranger. Seeing me was an occasional treat. I haven't been around as much as I should have. Me changing shape didn't matter to her as much as if, say, my father did it. He and my mum are the ones she sees every day. Yeah, well, that's military life for you. You know that's not it. It goes back to before I joined. I was ill for a long time. It's a little like Horsepower's case. Yeah, well, I didn't think you wanted to talk about it, and I don't have to know. Anyway, don't give that tumble a second thought. Well, we still want to make it up to you, my family and I. Listen, would you like me to keep a lookout for you? Well, that's a funny offer. Well, I'm in the car park most days meeting my family on breaks, and I noticed you often come by when anyone drives in. You know me, restless, just part of being a stallion, always roaming around, always blowing off steam on the track. Running, yes, but I know what anxiety looks like. Okay, I see. You think some big bad bloke from London is going to hunt me down to settle some score. Very dramatic. No, that's about as crazy an offer as your dad's. Crazy generous, but crazy, and there's no big bad bloke. You do seem anxious at times. Restless, always was, man and boy, man and beast. And yeah, maybe I still freak out a little when I look down at my feet and see hooves, or when I head off somewhere and I'm going so fast, and even the whole base or the whole village seems real small. That's all. Listen, you and your folks want to give me some payback? They're tailors, right? Yes, especially formal wear. They're going to try and set up again here. Have them give me a hat. A Stetson, one that fits better than my Cavalry issue one. Maybe with an Australian curl to the brim or a feather, something like that. Something jaunty and snappy to wear to town on free time. Then we'll be more than even. Okay, they'll like that. It'll be a great hat. And we'll hear more from the Cavalry lads next time.